Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Raw Info session. My name is Heather Rayner. I am the events manager here at the Wisconsin Bike Fed. So let me walk you through a little bit of logistics for this year. So this is our 10th annual ride to benefit Wisconsin Bike Fed. That's a big deal. This is the 10th anniversary. So we are bringing this ride this year to Eau Claire. Instead of doing a point to point across the state of Wisconsin, we have decided to do a loop around Eau Claire. Not very often do we get to highlight some of the cities that are within the state. So by not doing a point to point, we are able to do that this year. So we are offering three different routes. It's 180 miles, 100 miles, or a family ride for 13 miles. You can see that there's a little bit of elevation gain on that 180-mile loop of 7,000 feet, but you will notice that all of the surfaces are paved. Just a little bit of history. Last year, we had 750 people attend right across Wisconsin. The last 3 years, we did the route from La Crosse to Milwaukee. We like to change it up every 3 years just to bring some new, fresh scenery to the route and give people, a new perspective on the state. We do have people that register from all over the state. We've had some people that have come from out of country, and majority of them have been, friends of the people who are participating. So we do appreciate those people joining us as well. Here is the loop for the 180 miles. You'll see that the first section will leave Eau Claire and head south towards Mondovi. When you come back around to Eau Claire, if you're getting to the point where you don't think you can continue on with the 180-mile route, you will be able to jump off there and head back to Eau Claire. And if you have signed up for the 180 and you're still going strong, then you'll continue north to Chippewa Falls, back over to Menominee, and then you'll finish back in Eau Claire. So here's the Century route, just blown up a little bit for you. Our first stop will be down at the southern part of that loop in a town called Mondovi, but it'll be at a place called Together Farms. And then we're going to be Osseo, Augusta, and then back around to Eau Claire. So as I said, all surfaces this year will be paved. We will not have any trail or gravel bumpy surfaces that you'll have to navigate. So we do suggest, you bring a road bike size tire as you will be traveling on roads this year. So that brings us to our next question. A lot of people tend to ask, which bike should I be riding when I'm doing the ride across Wisconsin? Well, this year, because it is a fully paved route, you will be able to easily use a road bike without any issues. If you do have a gravel bike or a mountain bike or a tandem bike of some sort, then please, by all means, bring that. But what I always like to tell people is make sure you're riding a bike that's comfortable for you. Make sure you're riding a bike that you've been training on. Don't just get to the start line, borrow somebody's bike and hope that works out. I mean, I know there's a handful of people out there that they can do that, but for the majority of us, we like to train on a bike that, we're comfortable with, one that fits us properly, one that we're used to, and we know how it works. So that brings us to e-bikes. A lot of people ask too, hey, can we bring e-bikes? Well, we know that e-bikes have definitely become a more popular mode of transportation. And by all means, we do not want to discourage you from riding your e-bike. So please do, but just keep in mind that this is also a self-supported ride, even though we do provide rest stops for you. If you're doing something like an e-bike, then we do ask that you bring your own battery. You are responsible for making sure it gets charged and carrying it. We will have a charging station at each one of our rest stops, except for the last rest stop at each, the 100-mile and the last rest stop on the 180. So keep that in mind. Look at our rest stop timing chart and find out, how many miles between rest stops are we providing you, and then how long can your battery last? So please be aware of that. And then also, how long does it take to charge your battery at these locations? So you have to factor that time into your overall timing of your ride. So you'll see that we are starting and finishing in downtown Eau Claire at Phoenix Park. It's beautiful, beautiful. The picture in your lower left-hand screen is the bird's eye view of the park with the bridges. You'll see it's right at the corner of where Chippewa and Eau Claire River meet. It's a very, very beautiful space. So the rollout will be 6 a.m. Everyone who's doing the 180 or the 100-mile ride will start at 6 a.m. We put at 8 p.m. finish. We will try to have everyone wrapped up by then, but we will not leave you stranded out there. So if you haven't started your training yet, you'll see that we are almost we're at week 16. So week 16 on this chart shows where you should be at with your training. Now, I know a lot of people will say, hey, I can't, train 3 days a week or follow this schedule exactly. And that's okay. This was just put together for us to share with you by somebody who, knows that if you're going to be riding these kind of distances, you need to be putting in some training miles. So what I do ask is that you don't just show up to the start line, hey, I just pulled my bike out of the garage or borrowed it from somebody, but that you are at least being training so that you can accomplish this ride. We want it to be successful for you, and I'm sure you do too. So just, getting in some miles and making sure that you are prepared when you get there. So the midway point this year for people that are doing the 180, we are going to provide you a cookout at the Liney's Lodge. Now, we're not going to be directly at the lodge, but we'll be across the bridge over at the Liney's factory. There's a really nice park space there. We know that by the time you get to 110 miles, the 100-mile people are back at Phoenix Park enjoying a taco bar, and all you've been eating is energy gels and granola bars. So we want to make sure that we provide you with some food, some nutrition. So you'll be doing a cookout there at the Liney's Lodge. Family fun. We really want to promote Raw this year as a family event. Now, there's been a lot of weekends where, you've signed up for an event and you've gone and you've left your family behind. Where this year we want to make sure that you come to Ride Across Wisconsin and bring your family to Eau Claire. There are so many wonderful things to do in this town and ways to explore. There's also some pretty cool events going on the same weekend we're there. The U.S. National Coupe Championship. I'm not quite familiar with what that is, but apparently it's really, really a big, big deal. There's a farmer's market. So we're in Phoenix Park, and one section of the park that we're in is for raw. Then the next section is going to be an artesian market. And then the next section after that is going to be a farmer's market. So if your families come down and they see you off and away you go on your 180-mile ride, well, there's so many things that they can do then, and they can wander and explore. Also in Chippewa is the Northern Wisconsin State Fair that weekend. So there's really good, musical acts and lots of fun things for the kids to do. So, please check out our website under our family fun tab, and you'll be able to see a lot of the different activities going on. But we also want to make sure that we provide a family ride. So at 9 o'clock, we're going to gather in Phoenix Park and then do a rollout at 9:30. So this is going to be a tour of the bridges of all of the ones that throughout the town of Eau Claire. So there's like these beautiful high bridges and pedestrian and cycling only bridges. So we'll take you on a nice family ride. It'll be led, and we'll also have somebody who sweeps that ride. So make sure nobody's left out there. And when you return back to Phoenix Park, that's when the buffet of the taco bar will start. So family riders will be able to enjoy that as well. And then if you're somebody who's coming with a rider and you have not signed up for the family ride or the full 180 or 100, then you can also eat with your loved one by purchasing a family meal for $20. And that person that you're coming with can just add that onto their registration. So lots of fun family stuff to do. So I hope that you bring those families along. So we've like to keep raw at a pay per mile format. So what we do is whatever the mileage distance we're riding, that's how much the ride costs that year. So you'll see that we already had a price increase on April 1st of $25. So we'll do another price increase on July 1st of another $25. We won't ever increase the family ride, but this is so that we can logistics get things worked out. We need to know how many people are registering. So the later you register, there will be a penalty involved. So make sure you get those registrations in now before July 1st. Okay, so people like to ask, well, what's included in this ride? Well, we like to make sure that you are well taken care of and self and well supported on this route. So we will go out and we'll mark the route. You'll see a picture of our route setter Tom down there in the corner of your screen. He'll go out the week of the ride and put these arrows down. We'll make sure everyone knows what color arrows they're following. We'll send that information out to you prior, but we will have a meticulously marked route. We do recommend that you download the GPS file so that you have some sense of where you're going, or if you miss an arrow, you at least have that knowledge of your next turn. That is all accessible on our website as well. We are also providing SAG support, which is your support in gear. So this is provided by Wheel and Sprocket. We have Compass Bike Lab. We have Spring Street Sports, and we also have Stash Bike and Adventure. Oh, and a new joiner to our SAG support is Eric's of Eau Claire. So they will be also stationed at one of the rest stops. So at each one of our rest stops, we will have mechanical support. We'll have mechanical support the night at our packet pickup. We'll have mechanical support for you at the start line. And this is anything that you need. Like if you need, your chain, your tube, anything that you're having trouble with, that we can be there to help you with that. But just keep in mind, like the labor is free, but if there's a part or an accessory or something that you need from one of the mechanics, then we do ask you to carry either some money or a credit card so that you can make that purchase. We're also going to be providing medical support from our Wisconsin Bike Patrol. So they're a really great organization in this state. You'll see them at a lot of mountain bike events and other events around the state. But what they'll do is they'll come out, they'll follow the route, they'll be there if anyone has an injury. If there's a life-threatening injury, we expect you to call 911. But we will provide you with a phone number that you would call if you need any kind of medical or SAG support. We'll get to you as soon as we can. There's a lot of people going to be out there and a lot of people needing help and assistance. So we will get to you as soon as we can, but please make sure that you utilize us if need be. Every 20 miles, we'll have a rest stop that's going to be stocked with, nutrition, hydration, food, locally sourced food. There's a couple of surprises along the way, so from some really great local companies that have donated to us. So we'll make sure that you get some really great goodies. But what I also like to remind people is this is a ride, and when you get to those rest stops, I mean, you might not. I'm not saying that you might not make it, but nutritionally, if you need something that like every however long that you need to, take a gel or do that, make sure that you also carry your own products with you, just so that when you get there, we want to make sure you do get to the rest stops to enjoy that stuff. So make sure if you need extra nutrition, you do carry that with you. When you get back to Phoenix Park, there will be a finish line. We'll have a big arch that you'll ride through. You'll have your picture taken. There'll be a big buffet set up. Um, Help yourselves when you get done. All that will be set up in the park. You also get a finisher mug. Every year we do a handmade clay mug from a local company here in Wisconsin, and we hand those out to the riders for the 180 mile. So that's always a nice little treasure to collect. So then what's not included? Well, we do not provide your accommodations, so you really need to get on this early if you haven't already, because remember all those fun things I said were happening in Eau Claire that weekend? Well, all of those people are going to be looking for accommodations as well. So I recommend getting onto our Ride Across Wisconsin website, going to our accommodations tab and booking something. We have got room blocks at many hotels in the area that are offering discounted rates as opposed to you calling and booking it yourself. Go through one of our booking links, sign up, get your hotel, make sure you're accounted for so that when you get to Eau Claire, you have a nice place to sleep. Transportation, no tricky logistics this year. In the past, we have bused people from the end to the start so that they have their car, but because we're starting and ending in the same place, we ask you to get yourself to the start line. Also on our website, we have got a link to a couple different parking structures that are in and around that area. Come 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, you shouldn't have any trouble finding parking in the parking garage. So we do ask that you just arrive on your own and we'll see you at the start line. So we also offer something called a Raw VIP. Now, a lot of people come to an event like Raw and they're like, we don't want to have to handle any of the logistics. Can you please do that for us? So we do. So we've created a VIP package. Now, keep in mind the VIP package is a little pricey at the cost of $1,500, but this is also a fundraiser for the Wisconsin Bike Fed. So you got to think of it as a donation, right? You're making a donation back to us in return for getting to do this ride. We will also provide you with your registration fee. You will get 2 nights lodging at the Lismore, which is right a block away from the venue. You'll also get the raw jersey. You can get the team or the club cut, or you can get $100 towards the bibs. You'll also have a goodie bag, and then you're also in a drawing to win a Trek Domani SL7 Gen 4 or Trek product of equivalent value. And right now, I can tell you we have 4 people signed up for to be a VIP. So your odds of winning this great bike are really good. So again, think of it as half the money you're paying is going towards your accommodations and your kit and your registration, and the other half of the VIP is going back as a donation to the Wisconsin Bike Fed. So if you are interested in this or just interested in being a part of Raw and fundraising your ride, we have that option. I see a lot of rides nowadays that make it mandatory for fundraising. And here at the Bike Fed, we like to leave that up to you. But here's a great way to look at it. If you fundraise your ride, you're essentially riding for free. So you have the option to go onto our website, sign up to be a fundraiser. And if you haven't signed up for the event yet, you can pay $0. You sign up to be a fundraiser, you fundraise the amount it costs for your entry, and bam, you didn't pay anything, and your friends and family helped you pay for this great event. If you've already signed up and you've already paid and you think, hey, I would like to take advantage of this opportunity, you can still go and create a fundraiser page. And then if you fundraise the amount of your ride, we will then reimburse you what you have already paid after the ride. If you don't fundraise enough to make your entry fee, then we'll just refund you the difference. So it's a great opportunity, and there's no reason why you need to stop at exactly the amount of your ride, because if you raise an additional $50, you get our really great raw t-shirt that we've designed for this year. And if you raise a minimum of $500, you are in a drawing to win a year-long community membership at the Pablo Center in Eau Claire. This is a $2,700 value. They have wonderful programs and things to offer. So please, please, please consider becoming a fundraiser. This lovely lady here in our picture, she was a fundraiser and raised over $1,500 last year, was a VIP and just had a great experience. And there's her finishing her ride with her raw mug. Also, fundraisers will have a week after our event, like a week past the event date, to finish up their fundraising campaign. And so then we'll do the billing and refunding at that time. So again, here on our website, if you go to it, you'll see if you're already registered, how to become a fundraiser. If you're not registered yet, we walk you through the steps on becoming one. Okay, so a quick breakdown of our timeline. So Friday, July 11th from 4 to 8 p.m., we're going to be doing a rider packet pickup at a place called the Brewing Project. It's just down the street from where Phoenix Park is. We're going to have some vendors set up. We're going to have music. The Brewing Project will be open. It's a really, really great space right on the river. So come hang out, spend some time, enjoy what the Brewing Project has to offer. There's also something called Food Truck Friday that's happening that Friday from I think it's 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. right in Phoenix Park. So if you get into town early, you can peruse the food trucks, you can come to the packet pickup. It's going to be a really great time to spend in Eau Claire on Friday night. So Saturday morning at 6 a.m., we're going to have a mass rollout of everyone who's doing the Century and the 180. Now, if you are a founder, which means you have participated in the very first ride across Wisconsin, please reach out to me if I haven't already contacted you, because we'd like to do a founders rollout. We'd like to have everyone up front and just, be there to celebrate our 10th anniversary. The rollout will be led by a police car and one at the back as well. They have the ability to change all the lights for us as we're going through town. So that'll be great. It'll be nice to keep everyone in one pack, roll out of town, and then they'll split off, and then everyone can go at their own pace once we leave. Since we're leaving at 6 a.m., I would suggest you arrive to Phoenix Park by 5 a.m. You're going to have to find your place to park, get your bike off, get yourself ready. We're also going to have a grab and go breakfast and a hydration available. So don't depend on this as being a gourmet breakfast, but we will have some food there for you so that you can grab something if you haven't already. At 9 a.m., we're going to have the check-in start for the family ride. Then at 9:30, we'll have that led out. We're hoping that the family ride starts to return by 11 a.m. Sometime between then and noon, some riders will start returning back to Phoenix Park. And then we're hoping everyone's, like I said, off the course by 8, and then at 9 o'clock, we can wrap things up. Now, here's the thing. If you are out there on the course and you're like, my time is just getting away, I'm not going to make it back on time, please call that number. We'll come and get you. We want this to be a success for you. So if you're like, I'm not going to get to that finish line by 8 p.m., call us. We'll come and pick you up. I'll even drop you off the block away so that you can get back on your bike and ride through that finish line. So like I said, we're here to make this a success for you. So please, if you need help while you're out there, let us know so that we can make sure that you get to the finish line and enjoy the party. On our website, we also have this rest stop and timing chart that you can view. Now, it's really important to pay attention to this because we have set this up so that the rest stops don't have to be open all day and people waiting, for people to come and trickle through one after another all hours of the day. So we've set this up that if you are a 7.5 mile an hour rider, all the way up to a 20 mile an hour rider, where you can expect to be at each rest stop at that time. That way, too, if you have somebody who is following the route and providing your own SAG, like a loved one who wants to meet you at each rest stop, then this chart is a good way for them to gauge what time they think you'll be at each rest stop. Keep in mind, we haven't accounted for how much time you will spend at these rest stops. So these are just if you kept on riding time frame. So if you're going to spend 10 minutes at each rest stop, then keep that as a factor when you're determining when you think you would finish. So we've also laid it out where that if you cannot ride 15 miles an hour, we ask that you do not attempt the 180 mile just because you would not be able to finish before dark. You'd be out there till all hours of the morning. Now, please don't let us stop you if that's something that you really want to do. Just keep in mind that the rest stops will not be available. They will be closing at certain times of the day. So please, take a look at this and see where you can expect to fall into the timing chart. Okay, so this brings us to our merchandise. You guys, this merch this year is really great. This bridge design, this was all designed and provided to us by Bora Teamwear. They're a local Wisconsin company. I came to them and I said, hey, we're doing a ride in La Crosse. They've got these beautiful bridges. These are the colors. They came up with this beautiful design. So you'll see that we're doing that 10th anniversary ride across Wisconsin, Eau Claire Bridge jersey. We've brought back the cow print, and then we're also doing a plain black one with the state and the ride across Wisconsin listed on it. And new this year, each jersey has a matching set of bibs. So please go to the link in our website, check it out. And the way Bora works is that you purchase your item, you pay for it right then, and then they batch these out, I think, every 2 weeks, and then they mail it directly to you. So it's kind of a nice little way they work things. But keep in mind, I believe it's May 25th is the deadline in order to get your jersey for Raw. So if you want to wear it at the event, please order it by the end of May. Go on our website. It is listed of what the date is, the links, everything you will need is right there. So this is the great t-shirt. We kind of took the jersey design, put it on a t-shirt. These are available on our website now. They are also going to be available at packet pickup and day of. But if you are worried about sizes, I would grab a size that you need now so that you have your shirt and you don't have to worry when you get there. So sponsorship available. Seeing that the Wisconsin Bike Fed is nonprofit and we use this ride as a fundraiser, we like to get sponsorship as much as we can. So think about if you're a person that has a business or a product that you would like to see highlighted at Raw, please reach out to me. There's going to be a lot of people who will see this recognition that you will get, and your logo will get on our website and you'll get recognized and all of that great stuff. So just keep that in mind. No donation is too small when you're a nonprofit. We do appreciate if you have something to offer, please reach out and let me know. Bike flights. If you have somebody coming from overseas or out of the country and they want to bring their bike, but they are afraid to travel with it, we've partnered with a company called Bike Flights. So your bike, you would go right onto Bike Flights, you would set it up, you would have your bike boxed and shipped over to Compass Bike Lab, which is right there in Eau Claire. Then you'll work with them to have it back assembled. There will be an additional cost depending on your bike and what Compass and you work out, but we do have that option to fly your bike out to Eau Claire. So let's go, everyone. Let's make this your story. Let's make this your year to do Ride Across Wisconsin. I do appreciate all of you tuning in to check out this wonderful information I shared with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. It's Heather at wisconsinbikefed.org. No question is too dumb. I will be happy to answer everything that you throw my way because that's what I'm here for. So I look forward to seeing everybody out there July 12th at Ride Across Wisconsin. Get your hotel booked, get your merch ordered, get your t-shirt, and we'll see you out there. Get those training miles in, and can't wait, everyone.